a couple of things about masking is you can always edit the shape of your mask by just clicking and dragging. Oops. I'm using a trackpad right now. I should be using a mouse. Okay. Get rid of that. So I'm just going to click away off, like click away from this, the view to get rid of that outline of the mask, just so I can see how it blends in. And it looks like it blends pretty good, for a demo. And then when I want to check out that mask again, I click on that piece of media, click on mask 1. A couple other things you can do with the mask. Let's zoom in. All right. You can feather it. So what that does is it creates smooth edges on the outside of the mask. So you can see this dotted line here, the solid, that's my mask shape, and then the dotted line on the outside. So the feather basically, it's kind of like used for blending. So you see, both of these scenes look very similar, but they are different. So I'm just kind of trying to blend it so it actually looks like pretty as realistic as possible. Keyboard V for the selection tool. Just gonna move a couple of these things and edit my mask. And so I'm in selection tool. That's V. That's hotkey V on the keyboard whenever you need to get back to it. And with my mask selected, I'm just scrolling over, and you see that it has the pen tool with the plus sign. That means I can just add another point to edit the shape. The arrow with the circle, that's me grabbing the little handles that make up the curvature of the shape. What else? You can also definitely, especially if you're doing like an overlay of like a pattern, or say you had like a night sky stock video that you were going to mask over your bedroom wall. You could lower that opacity so that it kind of blends in with what's below it. So you get this, like, you can kind of see what is popping through underneath, and you can also kind of see what is on top. So opacity is something fun to play with. Mask expansion. Now I'm going to just select my mask. Mask expansion will allow you to change the size of the mask without going in and altering any of these points. What's really nice about that is, you're not doing any you're not doing anything super irreversible. Mask expansion is by default set to 0, so that means that there's no expansion on either side of the mask border. But what if I, make it bigger? You see this line pops up. This thick blue line, that's my original mask shape. The dotted is my feathering. Let's just get rid of that for the sake of this explanation. But the expansion, you can see my expansion is this hard edge. It's like a thinner blue line. And I can expand it. If I think my shape is good, but I don't want to do anything permanent to this shape. It could be this, there's a couple other uses for it that I'm not going to explain in this video. But you can also go into the negatives, and I'm just clicking and dragging back and forth so I can shrink the mask too. So like these types of things, it could be used for like a reveal, and we could set keyframes up with it, but that's not what I'm going to be showing. Yeah, and I think a couple of other things you can play with is the blend mode of the piece of media you have selected. We're still working with this top piece of media. And these are in Photoshop, so if you're familiar with Photoshop or Illustrator, but you'll kind of have an idea what they'll do. And just this type of media might not be the best example. So let me pull up a different piece of media that might make more sense for this. I think this one should be okay. And what I'm doing, just dragging that on top. And like, of course, you can't see the little stream underneath. But I'm going to add that blend mode to it. Oops, I did not have that selected because I still have that, this long video selected. So selecting the one I want to edit, make sure you're selecting so you're not editing the wrong one. Yeah, and like I was saying, just like Photoshop, you can go in and add these effects over top of your existing media. I don't know. That looks kind of cool, I guess. So, and I'm just going to make another mask. So there's like a place, like, so the gems don't take up the entirety of the, of this footage. I just want it to be on the border. So, this is kind of small. I'm going to make it bigger. And I'm just like nothing serious. I'm just, playing around. Well, that's my feather. Okay. Okay, good enough. Actually, I want to invert that. Feather it. Maybe lower the opacity just a bit. And there you go. So spacebar to play. And I got this this cool ethereal glitter effect kind of moving on top of my stream. So cool. Yeah, I hope that is a little bit helpful when playing around with stacking media and then masking, editing your masks, and screwing around with the types of blend modes that there are, and opacity. So yeah, of course.